I don't know about you, but I like food. Sometimes I confess I find myself thinking about food just a little bit too much and anticipating the next opportunity that I'm going to have to eat. In reality, I have to confess that have to fight this focus on eating in my life and how much I eat with tremendous self-control. And also, if I didn't, I am sure that I would probably be at least 100 pounds heavier than I am. And so that's why I commit myself to working out on a regular basis, hopefully to keep my weight down. And I psychoanalyze myself, and one reason I think for this in my life was the way my mom brought me up. And in our house, when we were kids, food really, really was important. And I remember my mom, she would even take offense at the possibility of me not loving her because I wasn't eating enough of her pierogies. And the lesson I learned from this is food is very important. And if you want to be loved, eat. And that's the way I grew up. It was interesting, even after I became an adult, and my mom and dad moved from Saskatchewan, where they lived for many years, and moved to Stony Mountain. And I remember every time I'd stop in at their place, her first question was to me, Henry, do you want something to eat? I remember thinking, well, I better do that because I want her to know that I love her. Then I think back about this. One of my memories from childhood was hearing my mom sharing her concern with her friends, how she felt that in her estimation, how poorly I was probably about 7, 8 years of age, was eating. And she was quite concerned. I'll never forget overhearing her say this. I don't know what's wrong with Henry. Hardly eats anything. It was that summer when I turned 9 that I went to Bible camp for the first time in my life. And at that camp, I perhaps found my appetite. I remember when I came back and I started eating quite heartily after camp, she was so pleased. It was like the major goal in her life had been reached because of that. And so I tell you all of this because this is one big reason why I'm not too fond of the sermon I have to preach today. Adding fasting to your prayer life. To me, fasting is a spiritual discipline that's a real battle. And when I do fast, it seems that all I can think about is food, 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 food. But in spite of my tendencies and my weakness, I want to look this morning on what the Bible has to say about fasting. I've entitled my message this morning, Adding Fasting to Your Prayer Life.